All right, just back from the Intuit Dome where Adam Silver had his press conference, one of the most anticipated press conferences that Silver has had in his time as commissioner. Three topics that he addressed, three significant topics. One was the issue of tanking, which has become a league-wide problem. There was the Clippers investigation, which is months into an investigation that the NBA has outsourced to a law firm. And the third was the issue of expansion, which has become a recurring theme at these Adam Silver press conferences. So let's start with the issue of tanking, which is prevalent right now in the NBA. Nearly a third of NBA teams before the All-Star break had shown that they have no interest in winning for the rest of the season. Roughly 8 teams looking to tank to get a high draft pick at the end of the season. Now, Silver, earlier in the week, dealt with this by fining the Utah Jazz $500,000. He fined the Indiana Pacers $100,000, and he fined them with a warning that if this keeps up, the penalties could get more significant. And he expanded on that sum at this press conference. Basically said that there was no punishments that were off the table when it comes to the issue of tanking. He also made it clear, though, that there really isn't a strategy yet as far as trying to curb this over the long term. He did say that the time has probably passed for putting kind of Band-Aids on these bullet holes. It's really not tenable for the league to just make its own assessments on when a team is tanking, when it's not, how much to fine. As he said, it just makes the relationship between the teams and the league pretty unhealthy. But it was clear from Adam's comments that any kind of changes, sweeping changes, will be considered at the end of the season. So we could see some radical change in the NBA lottery system going into next year. On the subject of the Clippers, I asked him where the NBA was with all this. And he basically punted on this question. He said that the outside law firm is still investigating, and they have told this law firm to just bring them the results when they're ready. And he said as of now, he has made no decisions on what the threshold needed to be in terms of needing to punish the Clippers, what he needs to see in order to believe that a rule has been broken. This has obviously been going on since September when it was first reported that the Clippers could be involved in a cap circumvention scheme involving an environmental company and Kawhi Leonard. As of now, the NBA is still waiting on the full report from this law firm, and they're going to wait till they get that, digest it, and then decide if there is anything worth punishing. On the issue of expansion, the needle did move a little bit there. The NBA is going to further discuss expansion in March when they have their Board of Governors meeting. Look, Las Vegas and Seattle are still the front runners to land NBA teams. That's been an open secret for some time. Adam is not going to go as far as to say that those teams or those cities are going to get teams, but they have been the front runners really from day one. One thing he did say is that relocation right now is not something that the league is talking about. And that was a bit of news because while we have been discussing expansion within the league, there have been some executives that have wondered, would the NBA, instead of expanding, decide to relocate a couple of their teams to Las Vegas and to Seattle? And there are some suspects that are out there. New Orleans and Memphis are two teams that have had some trouble attracting fans at a high level. Portland is dealing with its own arena issue, so they were in that mix. But Silver said, as of right now, there was no talks of relocation for any of these teams. And I still believe that expansion is the most likely outcome of these meetings. Look, you can probably get in the neighborhood of $10 billion per team. That's a lot of money in the pockets of these NBA owners. And even though they're going to have to slice up the national TV pie, amongst 32 teams that have 30, getting $20 billion potentially for expansion teams is a pretty nice check to get if you're an NBA owner. So some progress was made there, and the expectation is still that the NBA is going to come to a decision in 2026 about if they're going to expand and what cities that they're going to expand to.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.